Rody and fade up sound. Stand by A and Terry's mic.
News on 6.
Roll A, white Q.
Parents and
Stand by B,
students
Scott's
make
mic.
11th-hour overtures as Tulsa Public Schools prepares to announce its final
Roll
plan
B,
to shut down
white
schools.
Q.
It's
Stand by
happening across the
A,
nation.
Terry's
Air traffic
mic.
controllers asleep at the switches. Could lessons taught in Tulsa be the wake-up
Roll
call
A,
they
white
need?
Q.
Tulsa
Stand by
police say
B,
they've
Scott's
solved the
mic.
cold case murder unsolved for 8
Roll
years.
B,
The new evidence tonight.
white Q.
And storm chasers have
Stand by
to face
tune,
down
zoom
a terrifying
name.
twister tonight. They share this stunning
Start to
new
move,
video.
dissolve, animate. Stand by C.
I'm Scott Thompson.
And I'm Terry
Roll C,
Hood.
take. Stand by
In
3 and
2
effects.
days, we will find out the details of Tulsa Public Schools
And dissolve,
historic
animate.
overhaul.
C and then
Dozens
camera
of
12 whip
parents met
next.
tonight to make
Ready, C.
last-minute pleas for their schools.
Roll C.
News on 6
And
education
take.
reporter
Stand by,
Ashley
camera
Sims
12
is
whip.
live in downtown Tulsa with the new developments. Ashley.
And dissolve Q,
Terry,
animate.
it's a theme we've heard again and
Animate.
again.
Stand by
Close
A,
down the
clean.
school and you'll tear
Animate.
out the heart of a community.
Roll A and take sound full.
In two
Ready, key.
languages,
No
Key,
estoy
animate.
de acuerdo porque están destruyendo
Animate.
algunas familias.
they spoke from the
Ready,
heart.
ready, camera
Students
12
are
with.
not on grade level.
And take Q. Animate.
TPS Superintendent Dr. Keith
Four on the
Ballard
walls
is
next.
finalizing his recommendation to the board.
Ready,
We'll
four on the
find out
walls,
those
Scott's mic.
details come Friday. Ashley Sims, News on 6 tonight.
Take Q,
Air
animate.
traffic instructors are
C
ramping
and
up
then
their
ring 20
lessons
with
in the
next.
wake of an FAA flap. The agency's enforcing new scheduling changes after controllers are caught napping on the job
Roll
in a number of places.
Ready,
So
C.
can you really teach
Sorry.
someone not to fall asleep while they're working?
Roll C.
News on
And
6
take.
reporter
Stand by
Lacey
ring 20
Lowry
with.
live at the airport tonight with a developing story. Lacey?
And dissolve Q, animate.
Scott, controller fatigue is addressed in
Animate.
training programs at
Ready, A,
colleges
clean.
like Tulsa Community
Animate.
College. Instructors say it's all about
Roll A
discipline.
and take sound full.
Upwind here and here.
First key comes in at
TCC's
14.
air traffic control program
Extremely
has
blessed to be in a position that I'm in.
And take Q, animate.
the FAA
3 in
plans
effects,
to hire
then biz 3 and A next.
17,000 new air traffic controllers over the next 8 years. Instructors say it's really not fair when 5
Ready,
or 6
3 in
people
effects,
fall
Terry's
asleep on the
mic.
job and give a bad name to the more than 15,000 air traffic controllers across the country. Lacey Lowry, News on 6 tonight.
Take Q, animate.
The federal government
Ready,
says
A,
it's
ready, biz
also
3.
trying to keep an eye out for flyers by extending its passenger bill
Roll
of
A,
rights.
take biz 3, animate.
If any of your bags are lost, the airline
Stand
will
by,
now
change your
have
bullet.
to pay for the contents and give you back your baggage fees.
Animate.
Airlines will also
B,
pay
sound
passengers
full
up
with
to
next.
$1,300 if
Ready,
they're
B.
bumped from an oversold flight. And there will be no more expensive surprises at the airport or on the plane.
Roll B, sound take, animate.
Whether it's the tax, whether it's the fact
This
that
runs
if you
16
want to use
seconds,
a pillow
animate.
or a blanket,
We'll tag 3
and there's
straight.
a cost for that, they disclose
Ready,
that.
3.
If you want to eat on the plane, they disclose that. All of
And
the
then C and
costs
Scott's
for the
mic after
ticket
that.
will be disclosed on the website.
Take Q, stand by
All the
C.
new
And
rules
Scott,
take
roll
effect
C.
in August.
And take
And
Q,
we have
stand
new
by 1
details tonight
effects.
about the nation's new terror
Dissolve,
alert system.
animate.
The Department of Homeland Security has scrapped the old color-coded
Biz
system.
3, Terry's mic
Now there will be
is
just 2
next.
threat levels, elevated and imminent. The new
Ready,
alerts
Biz
will also
3 and our
have
mic.
expiration dates. The new system takes effect next week.
Take Q, animate.
Cushing police are interviewing
Ready,
more family
3 in
members in the
effects.
death of a 4-year-old
And
boy.
dissolve.
Blake Merle disappeared from his
Ready,
home
A,
and
clean.
drowned in a nearby pond yesterday. Blake had autism and was considered a
Roll
wanderer.
A, take.
Tasha Shifley's daughter, Willow, also has autism.
Be
She
sound
says
full
an
with
unlocked
next.
door is an opportunity for Willow to run. Alarm sensors are on doors, every window is
Thank
screwed
you.
shut, and locks are everywhere. She says they
Thank
tried
you.
ID bracelets, but they haven't found
Ready,
a
be
product
with.
that Willow can tolerate. She's sensitive to touch. The mother of 4 says her family lives in a constant state of heightened anxiety, trying to keep Willow
Roll B,
safe.
sound take, animate.
You just run all these scenarios in your head, like,
Animate. This runs 20 seconds. We'll tag 3
you know,
straight.
could she, like, you know,
Stand
could
by
she be in
3.
someone's hole?
We'll dissolve all this.
You know, could, like, little things, like she doesn't think to be afraid of dogs.
Dissolve Q.
The Autism Center of Tulsa says kids on
C
the
and then 1 in
autism
effects is
spectrum are
next.
drawn to
Scott's
water,
mic.
but they don't understand the dangers. Drowning
Ready, C.
is the #1 cause of accidental death for children with
Take, roll C.
autism.
Take
You're here
Q,
at
stand
10
by
o'clock.
1 in
DNA
effects.
evidence solves the
Dissolve,
Tulsa
animate.
cold case murder.
Ready, A with.
Homicide detectives say they now know who killed
Roll A.
Alicia
Take,
Thomas.
animate.
Thomas's body was found in 2003, stabbed several times in the
Animate.
back,
Stand
wrapped
by
in
B.
a carpet and dumped in a creek near 12th and Memorial. Police say DNA from her body matches a man shot by police just
Roll
months
B,
after
white.
the murder.
We're going
Police
to blow this
Lara
key off.
Martinez
Stand by C,
pointed a
Terry's
gun at
mic.
officers and they opened fire. He was the prime suspect in another murder.
Roll
at the
C
time.
and wipe Q.
A
Stand by
Green County woman
3 in
says
effects.
she's furious
Dissolve.
tonight. A man
Animate.
caught taking a picture up her skirt
Ready, A,
inside
clean.
an Owasso store is facing only a misdemeanor charge. even though police say he's been caught
Rolling.
doing the same
Take.
thing before. Waynette was on her lunch hour when she had a feeling
B
someone was
sample with
behind
is
her.
next.
She turned and saw a man squatting down,
Ready,
pointing
B
his cell
with.
phone up her skirt. She screamed and chased him and yelled for others there not to let him leave
Roll
the
B,
store.
sound take, animate.
I had
This
high
runs
heels
8
on
seconds.
And I can run pretty quick, but
Animate.
he was
Terry,
a lot
I have a mic.
faster.
Stand by
I
Terry's
mean, I
mic.
would have hurt him if I would have caught him.
Mike Q, we'll tag 3
Waynette believes
straight.
upskirting should be a
And then Visitor
felony,
and Scott after
certainly on
that.
the second
Ready,
offense,
3.
and believes the person should have to register as a sex offender.
Take. Stand by
Tulsa County
Visitor and Scott.
Assistant DA tells us he absolutely agrees.
Check my
A
Q.
Wagner couple
1
says
and effects is
lenders are
next.
threatening to
Ready, 1
foreclose on their
effects.
home even though they've made every payment on time.
Take.
Jana Metzger says
Ready,
she
A
and her
clean.
husband are unintentional victims of the chaos surrounding a
Rolling.
mortgage fraud
Take.
case. Metzger says she's been threatened with foreclosure over a
B
mix-up in
sample with
paperwork
next.
between one lender that went bankrupt because of
Ready,
fraud
B
and the new
with.
lender which took over the loan.
Roll B, sound take, animate.
They tell me on the phone
This runs 8
call
seconds,
that
animate.
it's
Tag 1
affecting
straight.
my credit.
Ready, 1, Scott.
We've always had good credit scores.
Take my Q. 3 and
Metzger
effects
has
is
filed
next.
a lawsuit
Ready, 3 and
against the
effects.
Bank of America over the problem.
Take Q,
A
animate.
pricey South
Ready,
Tulsa
B with.
mansion went on the auction block
Roll B.
late this afternoon.
Take.
The 13,000 square foot home belonged to Tulsa attorney George David
Animate.
Gordon.
We'll have one more key
He's
here at
spending time in
14.
federal prison for a stock pump and dump scheme. A judge ordered
Ready,
the
your
mansion auctioned
key.
off to help compensate the victims. The home has 19 rooms,
Can't animate.
including 10 bathrooms, as well as a pool, tennis
And
court,
animate.
and
Out the one
indoor
effects and A next.
basketball court. The opening bid was
Stand
for
by A, stand by 1
$250,000,
effects.
but the house went for
And Scott's
much
mic.
more. The winning bid was $3,675,000.
Roll A, take my Q.
Black smoke could be seen
Ready
for
to go A
miles
full.
after an oil tank explodes up north of Tulsa.
Take A full.
Here's what it looked like from
Ready key.
Sky
Can't
News
animate.
6. EMSA tells us a worker was using a device to mix
Animate.
oil in the tank
3 and
and the
effects is
hose got
next.
too hot and blew up. That set off a
Ready, 3
fire
and
that burned
effects.
the pickup truck and a large area around the tanks, but no one was
Take
hurt.
my Q,
Oklahoma
animate.
is one of the
Stand by A with
strictest states in
Nats.
the country when it
Full.
comes to abortions tonight.
Roll A, take Nats full. Stand by Terry's mic. My Q.
Governor Fallon signed 2 separate bills restricting
No key here.
abortions today.
B
One
sample
prohibits
with
health
next.
insurance plans from offering abortion coverage. The other makes
Ready,
it a
B
felony
with.
for doctors to perform abortions after a woman reaches 20 weeks of
Roll
pregnancy.
B, sound take, animate.
So no matter
This
what
runs
side
13
of the aisle,
seconds.
I think this is one area
Animate,
we
we'll
can
tag 3
agree
straight.
on both sides of this issue.
Ready, 3.
If an unborn child is capable of feeling pain, this is a matter of human compassion.
Take Q.
If the
Ready,
mother's
C.
life is at risk, there is
And
an
an A with
exemption in
Nats.
the bill for
Roll
an
C.
abortion to be
And take.
performed.
Stand by A with
Oklahoma
Nats.
kids stake their claim in tonight's Oklahoma.
Roll A,
Lunch.
white Nats full. Stand by Terry's mic. And my Q.
For a moment,
Ready,
the
key,
worries
can't
of the
animate.
hospital were centuries away, or at least one, as the
Animate.
Children's Center in Bethany
Out
took
to
their
2 for the
young
T's
patients
next.
back in time to reenact the Oklahoma Land Run. Afterward, the kids celebrated with square dancing, singing, and some down-home cooking.
Ready, 2 for
And
the
check
T's.
this out, we even caught a Sooner during the Land Run, jumping the gun to pick out the best plot of land.
And take
Well,
Q.
it's a
Music
family's
circle. Stand by
outrage
A.
as the
Relay.
post office
Dissolve.
loses
Animate.
grandmother's
Stand by B.
ashes.
A grade schooler's computer comes fully loaded
Roll B.
with
Wipe.
porn.
3 tornadoes
Animate.
caught on
Stand by
tape
A.
how a little boy helped alert
Roll
his
A.
friend.
Wipe.
The
Animate.
protective
Stand by your
pop-up set up
break.
shop outside this popular green country shop.
Fade to sound and roll your break. Roll C and fade up QM. Stand by
It's
camera
buyer's
2.
remorse in tonight's
With
Consumer
dissolve
Six is
2.
an Oregon
Animate.
couple tries to save a few bucks by buying
Stand
a
by A
refurbished
clean.
computer instead of a new one.
Roll
They
A. Take.
purchased the netbook for their
Ready, key.
8-year-old granddaughter
And
at
key,
Kmart. Employees assured them that even though it was a reconditioned computer,
Animate.
it would be fine.
B sample with
Grandpa
next.
wanted to activate the parental controls before the little girl got online.
Ready, B.
And good
with
thing, he discovered a stash
for
of
sound.
porn, including a video that discussed underage
Roll B.
sex.
Sound take. Animate.
I mean, I'm an adult, but
This runs 9
it
seconds.
was still kind of shocking to
Animate.
me.
Terry will
when
have
I
a mic.
knew,
Ready, Terry's mic.
whatever, it's from the store.
My Q.
Kmart says
Ready,
its
one
store
and zoom.
policy not to resell used computers and offered the couple a new
Start your
one.
move. Take Q.
A
Stand
family
by
flies to
A.
Hawaii to fulfill their
Roll A.
mother's dying
Take.
wish. She wanted her ashes scattered at sea. The
B
Wisconsin
sound full
family sent
clean
the
is
cremated
next.
remains to the islands by registered mail. That's preferred instead of trying
Ready,
to get
B.
those ashes through airport security. The family waited and waited, but the urn never
Roll
arrived.
B. Sound take.
What I really want
Ready,
is I want
key.
the package returned.
Can animate.
And I would like the post
Anime,
office
this runs
to
11
explain
seconds. We'll
how
tag
this
one straight.
happened
Ready, one.
and how they can prevent it from happening again.
Take my cue.
Well, the post
Ready, three, and
office
effects.
says they can't say for sure, but they think those ashes may be in Los Angeles.
Take you, Anime.
Energy entrepreneur
Ready, A,
Boone
clean.
Pickens is pressuring Congress to pass one of his pet
Relay,
projects tonight.
take.
Pickens says the Nat Gas
Be
Act is
soundful
the
with
next
next.
step for sustainable energy and job growth in Oklahoma. The legislation that would provide $5 billion in subsidies for natural gas-powered 18-wheelers.
Ready, B with for sound.
Pickens says the bill will help wean our country from Middle Eastern
Roll
oil.
B, sound, take, Anime.
8 million 18-wheelers is 2.5
Anime,
million
this runs 10
barrels of oil a
seconds.
day.
Terry will have a mic.
And that will cut
Stand by
OPEC
Terry's
in
mic.
half. That's what I'm after.
My cue.
Pickens was one of the keynote speakers
Ready,
at
one,
OSU's
zoom.
Sustainable Enterprise
Start your move
Conference
and
today.
take
A
cue.
pair of
Stand by
geese
A
have
with.
taken over an Owasso
Roll A,
storefront. They have
take
made a
Anime.
home in front of this Kohl's building, building a nest
Anime.
right next to the front
Be
door of the store
soundful
there.
with next.
The pair's prime real estate is making them pretty
Ready, B
popular
with
with
for
shoppers.
sound.
The birds seem a little wary of all the attention, but so far there haven't been any
Roll B,
incidents.
sound, take, Anime.
He hadn't been aggressive toward anybody yet, other than himself looking in the mirror.
Anime, just
there
runs 10
and seeing his
seconds. Gotta have a
reflection.
mic.
It's been really
Stand
the
by
only thing he's
Scott's
been
mic.
aggressive about, other than the natural hissing of the
My
two.
cue.
It'll be about a month before
Stand
the
by
eggs
A,
hatch, and
clean.
then the parents will take care of the goslings until they're ready
Roll
to
A,
be on
wipe.
their own. And a bald eagle in the Sequoia National
We'll wipe the
Wildlife
C
Refuge
next.
takes wing, with researchers keeping a close eye
Stand by
by
C.
satellite. The eagle wears a tiny transmitter like a backpack. Researchers from the Sutton Avian Center had to slip it on last week before the eagle
Roll
took
C.
its first flight.
And wipe. Stand
You can
by
watch
to
the
center
nest
board and A.
live. It's on the community page at
Roll A.
newson6.com.
And take you.
A playful little boy helped save
Stand
his
by
family
A
from a
full.
monster
Take A
tornado.
full.
The North Carolina
Ready,
family
key, kid,
captured
Anime.
this video over the weekend. The boy was headed out to the backyard
Anime.
to play in
We'll wipe
puddles
the B
after a
with
rain
next.
shower. When Dad followed him out, he spotted this funnel cloud aimed
Stand
right
by
at their
B with.
house. The twister destroyed some of their neighbors' homes and was part of the biggest tornado outbreak in
Roll
North
B.
Carolina
Wipe
history.
Scott's my cue.
Storm chasers over in eastern Missouri came face to
Anime.
face with this force of nature about 70 miles north of St. Louis.
Anime.
You can see the solid black
Wiping
funnel
the A
reaching all the
with
way to the
Terry's
ground
mic
as
next.
chasers drive up on the storm.
Stand by A
Later,
with.
debris starts flying as the twister tears apart some
Roll
homes
A.
and barns.
Wipe cue.
And an even
Anime.
more ominous-looking tornado was spotted near Springfield,
Anime.
Illinois. Luckily, it
C
touched
sound
down
full
just
and four
over
on the wall
farmland.
next.
Storm
And his
chasers
name.
watched as the twister moved past
Stand by
this
C.
farm, leaving a barn and silo unharmed. The frightening storm came with large hail and heavy rain, but no one
Roll
was
C
hurt.
and wipe sound full. Stand by four on the
Travis
wall in his
Meyer
name.
has the American Meteorological Society seal of approval.
And is all my cue, Anime.
Impressive looking storms, something we
Anime.
really didn't see much of for the beginning of the spring season. Now all of a sudden they're showing up, and guess what? They're going to be showing up a lot more. Jetstream's has had a pretty significant shift that's going on right now. What that means is there's more storms, they're going to be more powerful, and that's going to leave us with more opportunities for bad weather, but also for rain. Now just remember though, tornadoes are the third most dangerous. The number one is flood, number two is lightning, and then tornadoes number three. And we should have a combination of all three of those coming up. Here's why. Jetstream is changing to more of a southwesterly flow, and so that's going to bring more storms into our area instead of kind of bypassing us and going around. We're talking about, instead of a drought, maybe we're going to go into a wet weather pattern here for a little while. That would be welcome news to Oklahoma, Texas, and all areas in between. But these storms, one of those will be coming through on Friday, pretty powerful. The next one will be moving through, as you can see on our timestamp, sometime on Sunday afternoon, Sunday night into Monday. And then there's one right behind that, and that's this one. After that, we might break down for a while into kind of quiet weather, maybe toward the middle, late next week. But in the meantime, watch for storms. So we have plenty of those going on tonight. There's a warm front, really a stationary front, sitting down to our south tonight. Warm, moist air coming up over that. It was obviously a cold day today across northeast Oklahoma. I was out with a jacket on this morning. I was like, wow, it's cold. And it was going to be cold, or it is cold yet tonight. Temperatures struggled to make it much into the 60s. We're talking about, though, some heavy thunderstorms. We've had a few severe thunderstorms with these guys down south.
2 minutes.
There's been one pretty strong, nasty one that's been coming up across the Red River. It isn't all that impressive, but yet it still has had warnings with it, and that is going to be blowing on up. And you folks in probably down in southern Pittsburgh County, maybe into portions even close to around McAllister, could catch quite a storm if that thing holds together much longer. But still, needless to say, there are storms that will be on the increase in our viewing area as we go through the next, about the next 8 to 12 hours. So be ready for that, and hopefully the beginning of something even better, like rain. Isolated severe weather threat is really to the south till midnight. After midnight into tomorrow afternoon, the threat starts to move into Oklahoma, much of Oklahoma, and I'm just about ready to throw this map away. I think just about the entire state is as well. The burn ban map is still active, unfortunately, but if things work out as planned, and as the computer models are indicating to us, and we really think that there's a good chance everything except maybe South and West Oklahoma might actually get out of the burn ban in the course of this next week. So that's the plan. Let's see if nature can help us out. Temperatures tonight in Tulsa, cool, chilly, cold, however you look at it. If you're standing outside in a short-sleeve shirt, it's cold, 56 degrees, and there's a chilly northeast wind to go with that. And the air is relatively dry right now, but we mustered 64, and that was about it. 73 is normal. And pollen, mold, ozone, no major problems there, so that was good news. As far as temperatures tonight, low to mid-50s from Tulsa north, upper 50s, low 60s south, the warmest 63 in McAllister. Tonight into the morning hours, isolated showers and thunderstorms could pop up toward morning.
30 seconds.
So you might get an early morning alarm clock. Temperatures low to mid-50s. Tomorrow a little bit warmer, not much, upper 60s. 70 to the south, and some of these storms that do pop up tomorrow could be severe, as I said. Hail and wind would be the main threats. We're not really talking tornadoes yet, maybe on Friday. So our chances of severe weather on Friday are a little bit more dependable as far as getting some intense storms as we get warmer and get into the warm air mass. Then on Saturday, we kind of cool off a little bit, but still a 50% chance of some storms, especially in the morning. And then on Easter Sunday, the Easter Bunny could still be wet.
And then 2 for the
That is a little bit of a problem. Temperatures be in the 70s, and then 80 on Monday with a severe weather outbreak then, and then maybe cooler.
Camera 1, stand by 2 for
happened
the
to that
T's.
little rabbit that was jumping everywhere?
He ran out of energy. He had to go to bed early tonight because he needs to get a lot of eggs out on Sunday.
Sugar rush kind of left him tired.
Yeah, he's tuckered out.
Turn take music,
Coming
stand
up
by
in sports,
A,
the Thunder
relay,
try to take a
and
2-0 lead in their series with Denver.
And the man in charge of
Stand by
senior
your break.
tennis reaches a milestone. John has those stories next in
Fade
sports.
this out, roll your break. 2, 1, roll D, and fade up sound.
Driven
Stand by 1 in the
Oklahoma Ford
RP.
dealers. This is OKBlitz.com Sports with John Holcomb.
And dissolve my cue.
Are the
Stand
Thunder
by, change
headed
your
to Denver
background.
on a high note? That's the question on the Napa Sports Desk
Animate.
tonight. Game 1 on Sunday
Ready,
may
key,
have
animate.
left a bit to be desired when it comes to defense,
Animate,
but the
ready,
end
A
result
with.
was all that counts.
Roll A.
A Thunder victory.
Take.
Tonight, Game 2 at the
Animate.
OKC Arena. There's a Cole Aldrich sighting with Kevin Durant. This time, a great
Animate.
start on both ends for the home team.
Lower third
Pablo
score, then
Ceballos
now
with
the 2 in
theft and
effects.
the throwdown, and it's a double-digit lead. Later, another steal. This time,
Ready,
it's
key.
James Harden with the lefty finish. The lead is 19. And it was as much as 26 in the second. And here Russell Westbrook, not one spin, but yet another one in the lane. And the flip up and in, he had 21.
Ready,
Kevin Durant
key
led
and animate.
OKC with 23. The
Ready, 2 in
final,
effects.
Thunder win at 106-89. Game 3 in Denver on Saturday.
Take
Well, there
cue,
seems
animate.
to be constant change in college sports, but at TU, there's been
A, sound
one
full, clean is
constant.
next.
Vince Westbrook
Ready,
has
A.
been in charge for 2 decades. Chad McKee has the story.
Roll A, take sound full.
A lot has changed since Vince Westbrook took over as Tulsa. Chad McKee, OKBlitz.com.
Take cue.
The Big 12 released the composite football
Stand by for
schedule
the tees.
today. Bedlam is in December, and you can check out the entire story at OKBlitz.com.
Music, roll A, dissolve,
Next,
animate.
the Drillers back home
Stand
taking
by
on
your break.
Springfield. Highlights after the break.
Fade this out, roll your break. 2, 1, roll A, and fade up Q.
At One Oak Field, the
Ready,
Drillers
key,
opening a
animate.
homestand against the Springfield Cardinals. Top of the 5th scoreless.
And
Nico
animate.
Vasquez, though,
Lower third score, wiping
delivers
the
a
B.
double off the wall and left. Alex
Minute
Castellanos
show.
will score. It's 1-0 visitors. Top
Ready,
of the
key.
7th now, same score when Matt Adams, oh my word, he got all of that deep over the wall and right. 2-0. Springfield
Key and
wins
animate.
the final
Ready, stand by B.
6-1.
Roll B,
Finally,
white.
Rangers, Angels, and
Ready,
Arlington.
key,
David
key and
Murphy.
animate.
This is a deep drive, but Peter
Animate.
Borges
Lower third
is
score out to
back
camera
there,
2.
and there is only one word that can describe that catch
Ready,
by
key.
Peter Borges. Let's say it all together.
Amazing.
Gorgeous.
No, let's say it all
Key and
together.
animate.
It all together.
It all
Yes,
together.
yes, it was going to be Borges, but
Ready,
I thought that was
two.
too obvious.
Dissolve camera
Angels
2.
win 4-1.
Ready,
like a
4,
hurricane.
take
Good night,
4.
Oklahoma.
Ready, 2, take 2.
Not yet. Go ahead.
Hey,
Ready,
it
1,
will be
take
stormy by
1.
morning
Ready,
in
key
some areas
animate.
of
Stand by
northeastern Oklahoma.
31.
Good
Dissolve
chance a few of those
31.
thunderstorms
15
show a little
show.
bit of hail and
Stand by
thunder,
camera
so don't be
2.
surprised. Wakes you
Dissolve
up early
camera
in the morning.
2. Stand by for
Okay,
music.
good to have you here at 10 o'clock.
Animate.
Have a great night, everybody.
Run your
Remember tonight.
effect and go in there in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fade us out. Roll your break. Thank you, everybody.